Welcome to Washington in Focus. I'm Brett Davis. Joining me today is the Center Square's Western Washington reporter, Spencer Pauly. You recently authored a story headlined, Eventful July in Seattle Results in Record-Breaking Transit Ridership Rates. But before we get to the story, I'd just like to say you got a new haircut yesterday and you look fabulous. Not that the listeners can tell, but I just thought I would bring it up.
They'll just have to imagine what it looks like. Maybe it's an afro. They don't know.
It is not an afro, but you look fabulous.
Thank you.
Anyway, so Seattle hosted a number of big-time events last month, which bumped up transit ridership rates. Can you give us some specifics on that?
Sure. So all of July was jam-packed in the city of Seattle. We had the MLB All-Star Weekend, Taylor Swift concert going on 3 separate days. The Toronto Blue Jays were in town for a homestand against the Seattle Mariners. Now a lot of Canadians come down to Seattle from British Columbia to see their Canadian team play. That's like the closest spot for them. And then there was also the Capitol Hill Block Party, which is a music festival over in the Capitol Hill district. All these together brought in over 1 million riders, taking in Sound Transit, King County Metro on specific days. The issue is that throughout the entire month, we are still below ridership, pre-COVID ridership rates.
So this is sort of a case of good news, bad news. We have a lot of ridership in the last month, but overall, we're not at pre-COVID rates.
We are still under. I can go into details here. So
please do.
So the data from American Public Transportation Association showed, for instance, the week of the MLB All-Star Game had just under 850,000 boardings, which is 17% below the same week in pre-COVID years. Now, if you look at the Taylor Swift concert, the week of that, in the Mariners game, the block party, they had over 900,000 boardings, but that's still 8% below pre-pandemic levels. Now, what this means is that we are still not getting the same amount of boardings for weekdays. Weekends might have bumped that number up, but there's still not a return to office. Now, I reached out to the Sound Transit for comment on this, and I got a response way after this article was published, of course.
Of course.
But anyways, I got basically confirming that, yes, we are still under pre-pandemic levels, but there is a slow increase in boardings as more people are returning to work at offices downtown. This includes Amazon. So it's going to be a long process here before we get back to the
I feel like you got ahead of my next question. I was going to ask if transit officials are confident that ridership will get back to pre-pandemic levels, or if they sort of resigned themselves to this being the new normal. But it sounds like they're more in the former camp than the latter.
So, yeah, I would say they're being optimistic, but they are definitely relying on companies located in Seattle to make their workers return to office.
Did they offer up a timeline of when they think it could get back to pre-pandemic levels in terms of ridership?
No, I don't think anyone's expecting it anytime soon, and I didn't get anything.
So now I just have to ask, did you attend any of these events last month? You live in Seattle, so did you go to any of them?
I did not, but I did suffer from the traffic issues. I over in I-5 was a mess. And I will say that there were 3 different days where Sound Transit broke their single-day boarding records. This happened once during the All-Star Game, and then the Friday of the Taylor Swift concert broke that one, and then 2 days later, the final day of the Taylor Swift concert broke that record, and that still doesn't help get them to pre-pandemic levels. I think that just shows the scale of how little the Sound Transit is used during weekdays.
I mean, if not even Taylor Swift can get them back to pre-pandemic levels, what hope is there?
And you have to think, the Taylor Swift concert caused another earthquake. I should say this, the seismic, it registered on the seismic graph. The Richter scale.
First it was Marshawn Lynch, and now Taylor Swift.
I believe it broke the Beastquake by 0.2 decimal points, I believe.
It's Taylor Swift's world. We're just living in it.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for telling us about this. We look forward to keeping us updated on this. Listeners can keep up with this story and more at thecentersquare.com. For Spencer Pauly, this is Brett Davis. Please subscribe, and thanks for listening.